Hello everyone, welcome to the Haven Retreat Center. My name is Meryl and I'm the Retreat Spiritual Director. And I want to talk about what spiritual direction is and then how you can use it on retreat and how it might be really beneficial to your retreat experience. I've been a spiritual director for about 6 years. I graduated at the Talbot School of Theology and got my certificate in spiritual formation. Direction really is just a place to process your relationship with God and helping you understand what God is doing in your life and how to participate with the work of the Spirit and to respond to Him in ways that are honest to you. In spiritual direction, we look at what is actually going on in your prayer life. How are you experiencing God in real time? Spiritual direction can include all areas of your life. How are you actually experiencing Him and how are you not experiencing Him? And what could be in the way? Oftentimes we are kind of assumed to do our spiritual life on our own, or people tend to give us advice or to try to fix us or to force us to kind of meet these theological ideals, which just don't help us deal with the real messiness of life. And that spiritual direction is a place that is completely confidential, where there's no fixing, there's no failing, there's no getting a grade on it. It's really just a place for you to be who you are with the God who loves the real you. And the spiritual director will help create that space to really pay attention and to tune in to where God is. There could be many reasons why you come on retreat. One could be you're really just wanting to get away because you're really burnt out. There's been a lot of demands, whether that's in ministry or work or family life. You could be at a crossroads where you're thinking, what do I do next in my career? And I want to be more intentional that I'm doing what God wants me to do. What is God's will for my life? Those can be some big questions to wrestle with. Maybe you're thinking about taking a new job out of state or moving, or maybe you're thinking about you're getting married and you're thinking, about your future relationship and making that big commitment. Maybe you're in a marriage and you feel really stuck and you're not sure what to do and what God is doing in that. Or maybe your kids are really young and it's been exhausting and you need some time away, or your kids are leaving the house and you're feeling some just loss and loneliness and emptiness of not having them here anymore. For whatever reason you find yourself on retreat, having a spiritual director can really help just to articulate what's going on in your life, and being able to notice what he's doing, might be really illuminating. You can see patterns and ways in which God is inviting you that oftentimes when we are alone, it can be really disorienting and overwhelming. Oftentimes we are going so fast in life that when we slow down, it can feel quite paralyzing to actually be bombarded with all that our soul is demanding of us. And while that may not be your retreat experience, having somebody to be with you and to listen with you on what God is doing can really help you not miss God in ways. It can be really easy to be distracted, to feel bored on retreat, and to not kind of know what to do and not have a sense of direction. And being with somebody to help listen who's been on retreat before can also maybe offer suggestions of what to try, of how to engage in spiritual practices that maybe you're not aware of. You can even do things on retreat that actually can help distract us from the real work that God wants us to do. And having somebody there with us can help us confront some of the things that are harder maybe in our life, and also really have a presence with us as we grieve, as we wrestle with the transitions, as we try to understand what God is up to, or really even help us feel and experience the emotions maybe of anger that we have at God, or everything that we are carrying, we get to carry with another person. Being known and being seen is really important for how we grow. So I meet with people here at the retreat center after you've booked your retreat. We coordinate schedules. It's 45 to 50 minutes on Zoom or in person if it works, when I'm in town. Or I also can work with people one-on-one outside of the retreat center where we meet monthly. I also can help make a personalized retreat plan. You may come on retreat not knowing what to do or how how to use your time, and it may be, really exciting to think about retreat, but also you're like, I don't know what to do with those 24 or 48 hours. And so having a plan or a structure can be really helpful, especially if it's, your first a couple times going on retreat, and having somebody actually write the plan specific to you can be really also beneficial because it tailors to your personality and can really help sift out some of the things that are unnecessary. There are pre-made retreat plans on the website, and there's also a couple great books that I really like. One is Holiday with God, The Resting Place. Those two are one of my favorites. But if you're wanting to have someone create a personal retreat plan that is again mirroring where you are at in life, I would be happy to do that. And what that looks like is 20 to 30 minutes of having a phone consultation, of us just talking about where you're at, me asking some questions and praying with you and discerning with God what might be beneficial for you on retreat. And then what I do is I create a 2 to 3 page retreat plan that outlines all of the time and then gives you suggestions of what to do within that time. Maybe it's a spiritual practice. Maybe I might encourage you to do something like crafts, or if that's not your thing, I'd ask you what are things you're not a fan of. I'm personally not a craft person, but some people really love that and really connect with God that way. There are tons of ways to engage with God, and oftentimes we're just taught a few in church and we're not really sure what to do, or sometimes we've tried something and it's worked for so long and then it stops working. And so being able to again have a spiritual director to go, what if you could try this? Or oftentimes we don't know what the signs along the way are. We're just more efficient when we're not stuck in places that are just unnecessary to be stuck in. I know that God has been preparing this place for you on retreat, and I pray that you get to experience Him in new ways that really surprise you.